to the whole video on what he was saying. He wasn't just saying, oh, you should be with a guy who's broke and all that. He was basically saying, like, if you have a man who's treating you the way you feel a woman should be treated, if he treats you well and respects you and all this stuff, and pretty much don't have enough money to maybe even support the type of lifestyle that you're used to, or pay for your mortgage, or even half the mortgage, whatever. Look, I'm sorry, Tyler Perry, but that's a load of crap, because first of all, it's not even about money. When you have a lot of, I personally am somebody, even last year, I was working 2 full-time jobs at one time. That's just me. I believe in providing for my family. I've always been like that. Even preparing to take care of my father as he gets old. Now, the thing about it is, I feel like it's not even about money, because I feel like it's more about your mentality of why you out there making the money that you make. And I think that if you have this woman who's constantly thinking of the future, who's constantly thinking of what could happen and trying to avoid certain situations, it's going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem and quite frustrating if she's with a guy who's not preparing for the future, who doesn't think about, oh man, what could happen tomorrow. If the city, or I would have to say a lot of society pretty much shut down because a new strain of coronavirus or just another type of disease had came about, and you had a dude who can only afford to pay the light bill, that is going to be a problem. Okay? I personally cannot be with somebody who's not thinking ahead. I can't be with somebody who's just thinking, who just wants to have just enough to pay his bills and that's that. Because the thing about it is, there are other things that could come about. Okay? Me personally, I've said this before in my videos, that I have taken care of my mother since I was a teenager. My father is going to be taken care of. If you are with a dude who can only afford to pay the light bill, okay? If y'all are together, if y'all are married, then his parents are going to become your parents, and that is going to fall. The whole financial burden is going to fall on you if he can only afford to pay the light bill. It's something said about somebody. It could even be a female. If you're not thinking about tomorrow, if you're not thinking about what can happen, there could be a shortage in food. Or you may have to, get out of the city. It could be a natural disaster. For somebody who's not thinking ahead, they're gonna be at the mercy of a lot of things, and at the mercy of their environment, possibly. If you have a woman who is, out there, progressive in different ways, and he's not doing much with themselves, he's going to become a financial burden. Okay? You shouldn't have to take care of a man as if he were your child. Okay? Every cent that she is spending on him, that's going to be taken away from her kids, or possibly her sick parents, or medication that she has to pay for her parents, or possibly for herself. I personally take medication. It's not a good idea, because we're talking about a man treating a woman the way she should be treated, this and that, but it's also a man's job to provide. Okay? And if he can't do that, it's like, I personally don't think that you're looking down on him. You're not seeing him as somebody who's beneath you. He's just not the guy for you. Then maybe he needs to be with somebody like himself. Okay? Because I think that also, y'all not being on the same page in that way can also come underneath the heading of being unevenly yoked. Okay? You need to be with somebody who you are on the same page with. And if you are a guy, who can't do anything except afford to pay for the light bill, well, then you shouldn't even be in a relationship. Okay? You're not ready to be in a relationship if you cannot take on certain responsibilities. It has nothing to do with, being rich or anything like that. Okay? Because how is it? Because as a man, is the man not supposed to be, isn't he supposed to be the head of the household? Okay? If you have a guy who can only afford to pay the light bill, is he supposed to have say-so over a bank account that he did not, put into at all? Is he supposed to have say-so over where the money goes? He's supposed to make the last decisions? No, he can't even do anything except afford to pay the light bill. What are you talking about? How can he manage a whole entire household and he can't even manage his own life? I'm sorry. That doesn't have anything to do with looking down on somebody. It has nothing to do with being a gold digger. Okay? Even, let's just say you're a female. You have this female and you have this guy who's constantly thinking about the future, who actually can provide this and that. If he messes up and get with a woman who doesn't know the value of a dollar, who doesn't respect hard work, you know what's going to happen? When she gets access to his bank account, she's going to be crazy. She's going to spend everything. She's not going to care. People who don't get out there and work hard, they see things a lot differently than people who do. And that is the reason why you need to be with someone who is like you. Now, as far as a man and a woman, men and women, we are different. Okay, where a man will lack or a woman will lack, the man pick up or whatever, we do complement each other, and that's that's a good thing. That's the balance that God has created as far as a man and a woman. Okay, but there are some things that y'all need to be, there are some things that y'all need to have in common, and that's all I got to say.